Hey guys, this is Dr. Hub. In case you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe for updates. Now let's look into the connections. The connections are the neurotransmitters in case of the basal ganglia. The connections are the neurotransmitters in basal ganglia. So first is the corpus striatum. The corpus striatum, the input is the cerebral cortex and that of the thalamus. So input is CC, that's the cerebral cortex, and also the thalamus. Next is what is the output. The output, if you see, it will be the GPE. The GPE and the GPI, they are the output. Now, how is the neurotransmitter? The corpus striatum, the neurotransmitter is 95%. If you look at 95% GABA, because 95% of the GABA is nothing but the small neurons. Next, you look at 5%. So 5% of ACH. So 95% of the GABA is the small neurons. 5% of ACH is nothing but it includes the large neurons as well as the somatostatin. So they are nothing but the median neurons. Now when you look at the GPE, the input is nothing but the striatum. So input is striatum and output. What is output? The output will be the GPI and the subthalamic nuclei. Now neurotransmitter here is the GABA. See, in case of corpus striatum, the cerebral cortex and the thalamus was the input. So CC and the thalamus is the input, the output is GPE and the GPI. Neurotransmitter here was 95% GABA and 5% ACH. In GPE, the input is going to be the striatum and the output is the GPI and the subthalamic nucleus, and the neurotransmitter being the GABA. Now we move on to the GPI and the substantia nigra. So substantia nigra, pars reticula. This is the SNPR. So here the input is again the striatum and here it is also the presence of the GPA. So what will be the output? The output is the ventrolateral and the ventro-anterior thalamus. So ventrolateral, ventro-anterior thalamus. The neurotransmitter again here it is the GABA. Then comes the subthalamic nucleus. So here in subthalamic nucleus the input is going to be GPE and the output is going to be the GPI and the GPE. Output has both GPE and the GPE. GPI, GPE, neurotransmitter is the glutamate. Neurotransmitter here is glutamate. In case of GPE and the GPI and substantia nigra pars reticula, it is GABA, and subthalamic nuclei, it is a glutamate. Next, we look at the substantia nigra pars compacta. So here in pars compacta, it is the SNPC. Here it is the input and output being the striatum. The striatum is the input and output, and the neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitter. What is the neurotransmitter? Is nothing but the dopamine. So substantia nigra pars compacta, striatum and dopamine. Ventrolateral thalamus, subthalamic nucleus both have glutamate. So now we are looking at the ventrolateral thalamus. So here in ventrolateral thalamus, the neurotransmitter is nothing but the glutamate and the input here is the GPI and also the SNPR. Now what about the output? Output, if you see, it includes the premotor cortex. Premotor cortex is nothing but the output. To learn and grow daily like this, please do subscribe.